Uh, Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the stage setting. We had, I think, this is probably the continuation of the first conversation we had. Um, I'll get back to this at the end, but this basically is memory. It's basically my memory graph of all the interactions I've had with the AI agent. Now, let me go. So what is core? Core, we started with the full form of context observational recall engine. The idea was to create an engine, something similar to our brain, which can recall anything based on the need. But slowly it evolved into something over a period of a year into a personal assistant. So what we are right now known for is basically an always-on proactive agent or a personal assistant. I think pretty much as we have spoken earlier, the base bottleneck right now is not probably the agents. I think with the context going and going and going, we start becoming the bottleneck. What I mean by that is we have a lot many things we have been doing about coding, writing crowd code sessions, creating issues, commenting on something, capturing some stuff. We also go outside, do a lot of things. So it's basically we have become the center of our life. Of course, it's our life. But yeah, I think what I mean by bottleneck is that we have now agents which can do a lot of stuff. And we need to figure out how we can actually offload that stuff. It's a channel, it is what to offload. It can be, as the earlier discussion is, deterministic, non-deterministic, and a lot more stuff which needs to be taken account into. So what core is basically an omnipresent layer. It is available over WhatsApp, Slack, email, anywhere you basically want it to be. We have an iMessage, Telegram, and a couple of other channels too. What it does is it's basically like your personal assistant to which you can offload works on. Let me quickly show you a small video. This is the same example as what the first discussion we had is I've asked on WhatsApp to basically start a Cloud Code session and work on something. Now, the agent or the personal assistant, which is Core, has basically started the Cloud Code session over my laptop. And I asked about it after 5 minutes, is that done? And it said, the code is done. I have not yet created a PR. And I said, can you create a PR? And it then creates a PR, and that's available on the GitHub. So we are open source, so you can look at a bunch of PRs created by Cloud Code. But I think what's fantastic is I'm a tech guy, so I was building all of the stuff, but I have my co-founder who's a business guy. Now you will see a lot of PRs from him than me. We have about 23 PRs he has created, and he just keeps on creating all of these integrations. Now, the good differentiation for the deterministic and non-deterministic we say here is, now the integration task, or basically adding any integration to core that is accessing GitHub, Notion, and anything, is basically a non-deterministic task. I know what the output looks like. So that's how we define any integration. We have a certain amount of tasks we offload. So we initially started making it all for ourselves. Like we wanted to solve parts of us. We are just 3 folks building the whole company. So we wanted to solve for ourselves how we can speed this up. And I think this is a good example of how we do it. Now I'll just go into a couple of other use cases. We have our web app. Core has a web app which basically connects to a bunch of other integrations. So if you look at this chat, I was just researching about grayscale. So what I want to show you is having a skill, the account research becomes much, much simpler. Now over a chat, if I ask this over WhatsApp, Slack, or email, the core will give back to you the information from the website, or it can crawl. You need to do like basically in a specific structure, you want to do a multiple accounts, and all of that can happen right now from WhatsApp and Slack or any email. So this is an example of me just researching about Grayscale Ventures. I asked Core, can you get some information about that stuff? Another funny thing is we also keep a track of how many commits we do and also how many commits Claude does. So this is a good example of my co-founder basically keeps a track of all the commits Cloud Code does and how many it does, what is our velocity and stuff. So it's a simple question I ask, can you calculate engineering metrics over a repo? And you can see that it gives all the information out of it. So we have all the plug and play integrations. So we have about 32 integrations. So all the platforms, big platforms, Jira, Confluence, GitHub, everything basically gets connected to core, so you can ask anything from anywhere. Getting back to the last part, so what we specialized initially, as I said, is we come from memory. We took about 6 to 7 months to build personalization stuff. Now this is basically a graph of 8 months of me interacting with Cloud Code, all my Cloud Code interactions, Codex, my WhatsApp conversations, Slack, pretty much whatever I've been doing since the revolution of Cloud Code. So everything basically is tabbed into my graph, and it's all connected over a period of time. We do a bunch of things in the background, not going too detailed. We do a topic labeling. We label every single session, whatever is happening, into a specific instance. So if you look at all the topics, it's pretty much all my work you can see being labeled and stuff. We also have, going in a little bit deep, you have reminders. You can set up certain reminders, which can be sent on WhatsApp every day in the morning, evening, basically. So the beauty of this is, if you look at a couple of follow-ups which are there, these are not things I've set up for myself. It basically looked at my email, and I think this was something where we broke our email system I think a day ago, and it took from the email that the email system is broken and automatically set up a reminder for myself, and it basically pinged me on Slack and WhatsApp saying, your email is broken, you got an email saying that the recent daily quota is done. So it works in the background, so it basically reads all your emails, your Slack, and if there is anything that it needs to remind you, anything that needs to be brought to your concern, it basically brings that up. We are on ground floor. If you have any questions on how deep the memory goes, how we build it, there's a lot more work which happens in the background than what you see in the graph. Happy to chat. Thank you.